Here's my audience. So last summer, I went to Spain to learn Spanish and to travel. 1 week out of my trip, our class took a week-long excursion for 3 cities, the last of which being Madrid. When we got there, our professors took us to our hotel just briefly to drop off our stuff, and then we went out on a nice city walk. The walk started at 12 and probably ended around 9 p.m. And this was at the end of our super long week, so everybody's exhausted. We walk out and Madrid is beautiful. There's tall buildings, beautiful architecture. We made it to this park that's like the biggest park I've ever seen. It's huge. It's got like workout spots and like a huge lake where you can rowboat through and like places to skate and like buildings where you can have art exhibits in. It's just huge. And we walked this whole thing, walk all the way through, down the steps through the gate at the end of the park into the main square, which is where the Capitol building is, and all these other huge buildings. And we make it through that into Plaza del Sol, which is probably one of the most popular places in Madrid. So we get there and the sun is setting, and our professors take us in, huddle us in, and say, okay guys, now it's time for dinner, be back by midnight, and have a good time. And then they just leave. And I ran after them and I'm like, excuse me, where are we? How do we get back to our hotel? What even is our hotel name? Like, I don't know at all. And they give me the hotel name on a piece of paper and just say, oh, just go straight, just back the way we came. Like, what? So me and my friends eat dinner, and by now it's probably 11 o'clock. I'm just so tired, I just want to get back to the hotel. So me and my friends start walking. It's me and 3 other girls. And we're walking through, and now it's nighttime, it's pitch black. So everything looks different. Nothing looks familiar. All the buildings are like lit up from the ground up by these lights, and they're all like huge, daunting buildings that just disappear into the night sky. These cars are driving around roundabouts and blaring their lights into us. Everything looks confusing and bright and scary, and so we make it through that main square and make it to the park. And the park is familiar, but we walked hours through that park. There's no way we would even make it out of there even if we went in. So we're like, this is the only thing that looks familiar. So we start walking through the gate, back up the steps. When to my left, I notice this guy in a white t-shirt standing by a tree who inches behind the tree after he sees us. And I'm feeling a little uneasy, but I say this is the only way we can go back, so we gotta keep walking. So we're walking. And the way this park is set up is there's lights on either side and then just end. And in the end is just an abyss of dark park. So we're walking and we're slowly getting to the edge of the lights, and another guy to the edge of the corner of my right eye, I see him, same kind of dress with a white t-shirt, walks and hides behind another tree. And we're like, that's it, this does not feel right, let's get out of here. And we just turn tail and book it out of the park. And the only way else we could get back is if we walk around the park. So we start walking, and we're walking and walking, and nothing looks familiar. And so we flag down a taxi and say, let's just bite the bullet, grab a taxi, and let him drive us back. So we show the taxi the name of our hotel, and he looks at it and in very thick Spanish explains to us that, oh, it's right around the corner. You're almost there. It'd be a waste of time for me to drive you. Keep walking. You're almost there. And we're like, okay, if you say so. He wouldn't even drive us even if we wanted to, because he said it'd be a waste of money. So we keep walking, and we're walking and walking. Another 20 minutes go by. This turn he told us to take never comes. So we're like, we're still lost. And finally we see another gate where, and because this park is so big, cars can like drive through it. So there's a big giant gate with a booth and a man manning it. And by now the park is closed. The gates are closed. It's past midnight now. And we're banging on the gate, trying to get the attention of this like watchman to come and help us. He comes out. We're like, can you please take us to this spot? We don't know where we're at. And he looks at paper, looks at us, looks at the paper, and then just leaves. He just walks away. And we're still lost. Us, 4 American girls, we don't know what we're doing, so we just wait for him. He comes back about 10 minutes later and explains to us, also in very thick Spanish, "Oh, it's right around the corner. You're almost there. Just keep walking." And we're like, that's just what the taxi driver said. Are you kidding me? So we keep walking. Finally, we reach this corner. And another 30 minutes go by walking. Nothing looks familiar still. We're just walking for it. My feet are exhausted. I'm so tired. I just need to go to bed. And finally, thankful when we were driving into Madrid, I was paying attention and I saw this landmark of this giant concrete baby head that signifies where the subway is. So I see the baby head and I know we're close. I remember that. So finally something familiar. And we're walking and finally we reach the hotel and I just run up straight to bed. And in the morning, I find my professors and I come up to them and I say, "How could you leave us there? Are you kidding me? You have no idea what my night was like. We almost walked through that park. We almost walked through it. Something terrible could have happened." And the professors are just like, "That's a safe park. You would have been fine. What's the problem?" I don't know about you, but my mom always told me never to go through a park at night, especially as a young female American girl in a different country in the capital of Spain, one of the busiest countries one of the busiest cities in that country. I'm glad we took the long way. Thank you.